Oh, it is a V-nickel. Sweet. Oh, 1894, baby. Alright, I'm back. Washed off the dirt, cleaned up my pants, put a little Bengay on my collar, took some Tylenol, and as soon as that thing shuts up, we're going to head back up to where we found the silver half yesterday. Getting quiet. And start hunting in that area again. I did make it along the little length of trail up to where the trail ended and joined the main road, so I don't think there's anything else along the trail, but it was the intersection of the trail and the rock wall. The wall might be older, so I want to try to move along the wall. That's going to be rough. We'll see how that works out. Anyway, free range, no real plans other than that. I could end up anywhere. We'll see what happens. Shut up already! I'm up here on the heavily remodeled ground. Don't expect to really find anything old up here. The ground is very quiet, so I'm not going to spend much time here. There's just this big beautiful fir. Looks like it's been there a long time. I suspect the ground around that may be original. So I'm going to get in there and putter around in there. And if I'm drawn to it, other people probably have been too, so maybe there'll be something there. But I did just dig one of these here. That's not a real Asian coin. That's one of those fake tokens, like the one I dug here a couple episodes ago. So, interesting. Rung up like a nickel, but not a nickel. Alright, let's get back to it. I would have bet $10 that this was a pull tab. And then I'd bet out $10. It's actually silver, I think. Not the kind of silver I was expecting. It was about 6 inches down or so. Came up in the plug. It looks, well, it's a very small ring. It had to be a kid's ring. I don't know if the stone is anything. But I was just sort of wiping it and it got real shiny. It might be silver. Give me a moment to brush it off and then check inside the band for markings. It can't be all that old, which means that if it's sterling, it'll probably be marked 925 inside. Alright, I'll get back to you. Hang on. There you go. See it? Sterling. So this is a sterling silver ring. An adorable little ring, but it's really tiny. It barely fits on my pinky, so I think it's for a kid, for a young kid. But that's nice. Nice little piece of sterling silver. Very, very tiny piece. And I'm sure the stone is nothing. I'm sure that's glass. But still, any day that you find silver is a good day. And we just found silver. It's not particularly old silver, but that makes it a good day. I was getting a little bit down about this field up here because it's so quiet. I don't think there's really anything old up here. This was probably dropped by a camper. So I'm not going to spend too much more time in this field. I want to get back into the woods, see if I can get up close to some rock walls or something. But we did score a little bit of silver, so We're on the board. Well, here's a pleasant little surprise. I'm still in this field. Just trying to work my way down there. I saw that log over there. Thought that would look like a good place for people to sit and rest. So people have probably been sitting and resting there. Maybe they dropped some stuff, but I got a very variable mid-50s here. Usually a variable mid-50s is a pull tab. A nickel would be a more repeatable 50 on the AT. You know, a 51, 52, and generally it stays very stable. This was all over the place. But it is in fact a nickel. But not just any nickel. It's a buffalo nickel. Now I took a toothpick to the lower part of it there to see if I could get the date, but the date wears off these almost immediately in circulation because they're sort of poorly designed, just like the Standing Liberty quarter. Whatever genius at the Mint decided, hey, we'll have the date be in raised numbers that extend up above the level of the rim. Yeah, great idea. That's why you got a whole bunch of dateless buffaloes floating around. That date rubs right off. I took a very close look at it. I thought I saw a hint of an 8. So maybe, you know, a 1928 or 1938, 1918, but I don't know. But there's Buffalo Nickel. And on the back is the buffalo himself. There he is, in all his glory. That's, I don't know, maybe the third or fourth one I've dug this year, but it's been a long time. I mean, the last ones I dug were way back at the beginning of the season, in spring. So, and it was the last thing I was expecting for that signal. That's a bizarre signal for a nickel. There must be something in this soil. Well, anyway, Buffalo Nickel. Can't say no to that. Cool. Well, I don't know if I'm going to make it to the woods. I'm finding too much stuff. This area must be heavily trafficked. It's not old stuff. It's modern stuff, but still, it's interesting. I'm digging a lot of LARP coins, and it's kind of easy to understand. I mean, there are all these cabins in a semicircle, with one over there under that big spreading tree. That's good fodder for fantasy. That's a, you know, a village right there, and then there's this big communal fire pit with two sort of semicircle benches on either side, and then a stage up there. Yeah, you've got to imagine that the LARPers would have gathered here for, you know, just after games, having a bonfire or big parties or whatever. And I did find some pieces of LARPer costumes here, you know, so like some giant sequins. We found a little bell over there, a little dingler bell. And some LARP tokens up there next to the stage. So, I don't know how much time I want to spend here, because I don't know how much LARPer stuff I want to dig, but I figured as a culture I would just walk from here to the shed and see what I dig. And I've been digging LARPer stuff and some pull tabs. And then here I had two signals right next to each other. Oh, this one was a coin spill, a quarter and a dime. And that one was a little piece of LARPer jewelry. Not made of anything precious, but it's interesting. There's the quarter and the dime, and there's the little piece of LARPer jewelry. And it is a bell. The dingler is inside of it. Got a little dirt in it. Still needs to be cleaned. Not a loud bell. So, that's kind of cool. Man, a place where people like that gather, you're going to find interesting things. Because they're such creative people, you know. They're so inventive. I really admire those folks. Anyway, I'm going to poke around here a little bit more. It's starting to get dark. My back still hurts from where I fell yesterday. I don't think we're going to dig any silver coins today, but you never know. We'll see. On the way back, I'll see if I can find a trail and take that through the woods instead of walking along on the grass here. Alright. Anyway, that's where I am. It's a beautiful place. You can spend a lot of time out here. 70 acres. Spend a lot of time. Alright. Got to get back to it. Well, I knew I should have gone to the woods instead of the field. I mean, I had a good time in the field. I did find that lovely little silver ring and a bunch of interesting LARPer stuff. The only old item I found was that buffalo nickel. I decided to cut through the woods on the way back, but it's so dark now, I gotta get going. I did have one last nickel signal here. I said, oh, I'll dig it. Silverween War Nickel. There you go. A nice Silver War Jefferson, I don't know, 1945 or something. 1943. And just a memorial penny. Came out of the same hole. All I had to do is get into the woods. Alright, so, next time I come back, I'll start here. Well, we're on the board with a silver coin. Woohoo! Okay, I gotta get out of here. There's a light down there in the woods. I wonder what that's about. Well, we'll have to check that out. Good evening. 6 o'clock. It's getting dark. So we're going to clear out of here. I'm going to head back home. Let's wrap up. Talk about what we found today. Well, first, the boring stuff. Let's do the clad. I got $1 in quarters there, 30 cents in dimes, plus a nickel, $1.35, plus 10 more cents in pennies, $1.45. None of those are wheats, I don't think. We found this mechanical pencil here, and then we found some LARP coins, a couple more of those silver 10s, another one of those sailboat ones, another one of those Asian-looking ones. That's a sequin from somebody's costume, but it is made of metal. It's not a plastic sequin, which I thought was interesting. And we got a couple little bells. One of them is like a basic jingle bell, although it's squished. The one on the right there, and then the one on the left is the one you just saw me find a few clips back. That's the one that would dangle on a chain. Interesting. And then in the cool department, we picked up one sterling silver ring, very tiny. One buffalo nickel, no date, unfortunately. Looks like there might be an 8 in the date, which narrows it down to 3 possible years, 18, 28, and 38. And then one silver war nickel, Philadelphia, 1943, I think? Yeah, 1943 Jefferson War Nickel. So we did get a silver coin today. A couple coins that are basically old-ish, from the 20s, 30s, 40s. One piece of sterling jewelry, a little bit of clad, and some more interesting LARPer items. Alright, I think we got an episode here. Looks good. I'm happy. I hope you're happy. I hope we're happy. And I will see you on the next time.